Good call to move it up. All of our folks worked hard to make that possible. From the way Folger started, I wouldn't have told you he would go 7 innings. First fastball was about 56 feet. And I think he hit the next guy, and then they had a base runner. He just didn't look real sharp. He didn't have his stuff today, but that shows how good he can be. He still had enough command to battle through it and give us 7 complete, which was really promising. Percival finished it off. Obviously, we had that great first inning. I told the guys, being nitpicky, that we missed one sign there when they got home that we can't let happen on the first and third defense, so they shouldn't have scored that run. And I thought we were just okay for the entirety of the 27 outs offensively, and that's one thing that we're usually not going to give it away in at bat. So we'll learn from that. Challenge the guys about that. But at the end of the day, we won 12-2. Started off with our starter going 7 innings, so good start to the weekend.
Remember many 11-run first innings?
I don't. And the crazy part is obviously we got some help because they didn't make some plays, but then we really stung some balls. That's one thing our offense has done a pretty good job of, is not letting teams off the hook. Because there was another situation where I think they had 2 outs pretty quick in one point, and we, a couple times, and we came down there. And the top of the order, you look at it, those 1, 2, 3 guys had 9 of our 15 hits. So we have to be better, down at the bottom. The bottom wasn't as good as it had been today.
What's the challenge when you do score 11 in the first inning of playing 8 more?
Yeah, that is, especially for the starting pitcher. So that was really good to see. And then reminding guys the value of, what our standards and our culture are is you better run hard 90s, you better grind out at bats and play your game the right way. But it's challenging as a hitter because there's not much flow to the game. But you also know in today's game it's not as challenging because of the track man. And the umpires still have to do pretty good. They can't give you 2 or 3 baseballs off.
What about, I think we saw Folger go to the bullpen during that first inning.
Yep.
That sort of goes to the long sits you were talking about.
Yeah, we worked on that after Olin and Petey the first week having to sit so long, trying to figure out a way to keep their arms hot, even if we have to take them out a little bit earlier, because they did go to the bullpen and throw. But that's the biggest thing, is you sit that long, it takes a little longer to heat your arm back up.
What was the philosophy behind bringing him back out for the 7th with 95 pitches and 10-run lead?
Yeah, Joe, I don't care about the lead right now. I want to lengthen out our guy. That's the most pitches he's thrown, I believe, is 80, maybe 78. 80. And he, when you're off 6 days rest and you're not taxed more than 25, 30 pitches in an inning, you need to build up. You should be able to throw 110 pitches every time out. It's not how many pitches you throw where the injuries come from. It's the rest after the pitches. So really, we're just trying to get him built up. That's why we sent him back out.
After 2 midweek games and now this series, only having Percival come out of the pen, how helpful is that going to be on the bullpen's rest?
Yeah, Kyle's gotten better. We thought he would be a little bit better against lefties. He hasn't struck out as many guys so far this season as I thought he would, but his stuff has improved. His velocity's up. He's in better shape. He was in the mix to still potentially start, and he could if we needed him to. But you got to have guys that can give you length, that are going to throw strikes out of the bullpen. That's what he did today. So obviously giving us those 2 innings is good. There haven't been many weeks here, no matter how good we've been as a team, where 2 or 3 of your best relievers don't have to pitch for 3 games, which is good for us.
Might Haskin get a start tomorrow with his
He
Eli
might.
guy starting?
Yeah, he would. Yeah. You're talking about behind the plate. For Luke. Yeah. It's hard to take Luke out of there because he just shuts down the running game so much. But that's something we're going to look at. We thought we'd be playing a doubleheader tomorrow, so we would definitely have done that. But we'll look at it. We get Harbor back tomorrow, which is good. He was cleared today, but I wanted to ramp him up and let him take BP on the cages, run some hard 90s, and make sure he woke up tomorrow and felt good as well.
With Harbor back, somebody's got to go to the bench.
Yeah.
Gallagher's been playing well.
He has.
So where's the challenge there for you trying to figure this lineup out?
Yeah, just sleep on it a little bit tonight. It's good to see. Sometimes you just need a hit. We tell our guys don't look for hits. Have attainable goals, have great at bats, and just try to have a great at bat. But sometimes you just need a hit as a hitter, and for him to get that hit, hopefully we'll get him going. And we got some other guys that are chomping at the bit to get in there. So I'll look at the lineup, see what the matchup is best against this pitcher, because guys have different swings. But Parks will be back in there because he's arguably our best pure hitter on the team. I think he's hitting like 340 or 350, and he really hadn't got going yet. So I'm excited to get him back in there, and then we'll figure out whether or not it's Gavin, whether or not it's Vandy, probably those two, maybe Castagnazzi.
Okay. Thanks, Coach.
Yeah.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Good.
Yep. Four for four in your first four, and only 4 innings of action. Just so, I mean, you were seeing a good sized baseball today.
Yeah, I mean, just not trying to do too much, just get a bat on the ball and obviously let everything else work itself out. Just get my A swing off and whatever happens, happens.
What's the difficulty in staying focused in a game that sort of gets sideways that quick?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's easy to get sidetracked, but I think the guys did a good enough job of staying, in the moment and just working one pitch at a time. I think that's what we're really trying to, harp on and get us into.
Would you say you've kind of started to find your rhythm jumping into that leadoff spot, compared to maybe lower in the lineup?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like I'm seeing more pitches a little bit better, and obviously I'm trying to get my swing off on, whatever I see. So if I get my swing off, then I feel like I'm fine anywhere in the lineup.
What do you see from the production at the top of the order? 9 out of 15 hits. You yourself had 3 doubles, so you're already in scoring position when Vance and Casey come up.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, that's big for us. We want to be in scoring position, and obviously, everybody's just trying to do their job, find a way on base, and get in a scoring position for, the big guys coming up in the lineup.
Another 3 RBIs for Alberto today. How has he kind of been, that guy in this lineup, and how has he, kind of helped this lineup become
Yeah, I
what it
mean,
is?
I think some people honestly forget about him a little bit because he's so far down in the lineup for us, and obviously you can't forget about him because he can change the game with one swing. So, I mean, I think he's starting to figure it out, and he's just going to keep going off.
Thanks, Adam.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Perfect, thank you.
See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Short runs.
It's there.
There.
Yeah.
Another solid one. Long sit. Just you went down to the pen. Coach Forbes has talked about that. Just sort of walk us through why you needed to go do that and how it helped you.
Yeah, early on, first inning had some command issues, and me sitting for that long, you just sit on the bench and you think about it. But as Coach Forbes says, you always got it's all about the next inning, next batter, next pitch. But going down the pen really helped me dial back in, kind of find a rhythm, and give me some more pitches just to get back in the groove. So it helped me.
How long have you where have you topped out pitch count wise? I think you threw 106, but like in high school and showcase ball.
Yeah,
is
I
that
think
about the top end?
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, in high school you have a 105 pitch count.
That's right.
You can finish the batter. So I would say no more than 108 to 110. But I felt great today, and I mean, I felt great. So
Do you feel like you're gaining more confidence with each start as it progresses?
oh, for sure. Yeah, the first start, go out there, it's your first college outing. Then you roll into the second start at CCU, always a big series, and then start ACC play next week. So this could be a start that you kind of look by and kind of take for granted, but it's all about one play at a time, one pitch at a time. So yeah, you could definitely think of it that way as the season rolls on. You get more confidence, get feeling better, and but I think for the most part I'm gaining a lot of confidence with different pitches and kind of finding the zone more.
You talked about command issues early. How did you kind of lock in going into those later innings?
Yeah, I think my slider was probably the best thing today. I was really struggling with my fastball command, but just kind of getting ahead early and landing that first pitch was the biggest thing. But for the most part, it's kind of you got to forget about the last pitch, whether it's ball 3 or ball 4, and roll on. And there was a lot of those today. So for the most part, it's just about the next pitch and executing that and missing the barrel. So
You got one?
Yeah, this is something that I've kind of asked a lot of the younger pitchers, but I'm curious how a guy like Jake Knapp has, helped you take over that Friday spot and, helped you become the pitcher you are now.
oh yeah, for sure. It's I can't describe it. It's been a blessing to have him in the dugout, and not just him. Bovair, Poston, Pence, Peterson. You can go on and on. Just kind of their mindset and their how they did things and their routine. Because I mean, they threw a bunch of games last year, so they know the way and kind of know how to respond to adversity, and kind of getting their take on some things is just a blessing to have in the dugout, especially when you're going through some command issues and your stuff's not working. They're there to kind of pat your hind end and tell you, hey, it's all about the next batter, and just find the zone and be confident in your stuff. So having them has been great.
Did anyone